I'm Marie Diener-West, and I'm the Helen, Abbey, and Margaret Merrell Professor of Biostatistics Education, and I'm also a Bloomberg Centennial Professor due to my MPH, Master of Public Health, role. So I came to Hopkins quite a few years ago, I will say a number of decades, as a graduate student in the department. So I was a PhD student fresh out of my undergraduate years. And then I graduated and I actually moved and worked in Philadelphia with a multicenter clinical trials group sponsored by the National Cancer Institute. And I worked there for about 3 years. And then I came back, and I have not regretted at all coming back and being in both research and teaching since that time. My road to biostatistics was that I was an undergraduate double major in biology and in math. And most of my friends that were biology majors were going to medical school. Most of my friends in math were going into computer science, and I wanted to do something different. And I had no idea what that would be, but I had an instructor who queried me as to whether I would think about graduate school, and it took me to the library to look through pages and pages and pages of different graduate programs, and I found biostatistics. So it was somewhat serendipity, but I actually, it's been a choice I have never regretted, and it allowed me to combine biology and health-related problems with statistics. So my research interests over the years have been in the design, conduct, and analysis of clinical trials, and in particular large multi-center clinical trials in ophthalmology and oncology. And I was part of the statistical unit, as I mentioned, for the radiation therapy oncology group for the first 3 years of my career. But then I spent 20 years, and did other things as well, but spent 20 years working on the collaborative ocular melanoma study, which was looking at a very rare condition of the back of the eye, which was a cancer. And we actually changed practice. So it involved more than 45 clinical centers, consisting of teams of ophthalmologists, radiation oncologists, physicists, and at the end of the study, it empowered all of these centers to actually deliver therapy, and as opposed to patients going to one of 2 or 3 different specialty clinics in the U.S. So I do hope that my research impacts practice and, finds effective treatments for different conditions, and also changes the way in which delivery of treatment in a group setting is done. And so most of these are group settings with oncologists and ophthalmologists, et cetera, where there are teams working together to deliver patient care. What I love best about being at Hopkins is the collaborative spirit, the camaraderie among faculty, staff, and students, the diversity of interests, with the 10 different departments that we have here at the school, and having students who come from multiple countries around the world. So for the past 18 years, I've been the chair or the director of the Master of Public Health program. We have typically about 220 full-time students each year, and at any point in time, we've had about 800 part-time MPH students who have done the degree over a 2.5 to 4 year period. So that has allowed me on that school-wide level to be part of the leadership team that does address different educational issues as well as administrative issues. Currently, I teach, I co-instruct in 3 terms of the statistical methods in public health sequence. And this sequence is for non-biostatistics majors. Our online education program at the school started with a request for a proposal for online education from the CDC for their employees. And so it was meant to be a certificate in public health. And so the course that I co-developed with Sukan Kanchanarak, who has been our director of the Center for Teaching and Learning, was a one-term course, but it was in the late 1990s when we had nothing, right? We really did not yet have a Center for Teaching and Learning. I recorded my lectures in a building on Monument Street in which I would have to stop the recording if an ambulance went by or a fire truck. But from there, then faculty began to develop their own online courses, and we developed then a part-time online MPH program, and sort of the rest is history.